Welcome, hello, Jasmine. Hi. My name is Tai Kölner, and today's video is about awakening, outer physical senses. I am an author, I'm a black magician, I am a student of the left-hand Order Dragon Rouge, and I am an empath. Why I always mention that I am a student at this order is simply, in our today's case, for example, a gift is a gift. It is a skill. It is nothing what is just dropping into your arms and like a present you didn't expect. It is something you can do, and you did work on it until you get better and better and better. And of course, it is a gift to others if you can support people, but also it is a hard part of work. So it is no giveaway. I will make another video for another time, but for today, awakening is a total normal crazy. And if you get the chance to, on whatever path, to work on it, then it is a gift to you. And in the second range, it is a gift to others if you dare to open yourself and to help others with these skills you did develop. So how can it happen? And what gifts am I speaking about? So obviously I'm speaking about empathy, what is one of my oldest roots, the ability to sense people across the world. And I can tell you, not only this world. So if you are connected to, let's say, an entity, and I include both human and not human, then there is, you got a shell. And in this shell, you are living. You are this entity in your own shell. And when you are connected to another entity by friendship or by love, even by hate, if there is any emotion, then you get connected to. And this is the most case on empathy. You are able to connect through emotions. So it doesn't matter if someone is living right at the next door, or if the person is living 5,000 kilometers away. If you are connected in a way of a friendship or familyship or whatever, and if it is a close connection, or even if you just get a picture, but I will get to this later, this video, you are able to connect. So the other one will feel you. The other one really will sense you when you get into contact. It is, in magical circles, it's quite normal to sense the people of the same current. When you're working on yourself, and for example, you got a friend who moved to Latin America, and you worry about how he is doing and whatever, and just for an exercise, and when you focus on this person, it might happen he grabs the phone and is calling you, hey, I just thought on you, I thought I should give a life sign, I'm well. And this is how energy works. Energy does not care about distances. And maybe one or two of you remember the story I told about in a bus, my gamings I did. This was basically exercising on today's gifts. So when I told you the story, I will refresh it a little bit. I told you when I was younger, I was sitting in the bus behind the driver, and there was a glass behind the driver. Mostly it was a black glass, and so you could gaze into it and look behind your shoulder. So you were able to focus on a person who was sitting behind you without this person recognizing that you are watching this person. And so What I did focus on the nose, and on the nose, and on the nose, and on the nose, and on the nose. And then suddenly the one started to rub the nose. And then you knew, okay, I made it good. Next time, when I was sitting in the bus, I was focusing on an ear, for example. And suddenly the one starts to rub the ear. And so you can exercise on energy connection. This was a simple sitting in a bus game, but it is a starter. And when you get further, you, for example, have a picture of your cousin, of your brother who is not at home, living in an own flat, whatever, and you just take the picture and you gaze at it. And so you get an emotional connection to this picture. And you try to send your emotion to it. And maybe he comes for a visit for the weekend, or he grabs the telephone and calls you, or whatever the heck, but this person will feel you. And this is how empathy is working. Empathy is based on emotions, and these emotions are swimming through the non-material world. Also, you can use it as a healing or as a weapon. But I will get into that another time. I just will scratch the topic. Your emotions are a frequency, and on a frequency you can heal somebody. But also, if you're really pissed off by somebody's action, whatever this one did, and you're just at home and you could kick the doors and smash your coffee pot to the floor, and just because you're totally enraged. It might happen that suddenly on your phone, map, map, there's a message, and the other one is writing a sorry, I think I got you wrong. I didn't want to piss your shoe. So this may happen because he maybe doesn't know that you're enraged, but your energy is reaching him because you're totally enraged about him. So it may happen that there happens a contact. And this is what emotions can do. Emotions can bridge and can contact people. In a positive way, you have it in a, let's say, Parship Kundalini works, and you have it if you're working with succubis. It's also a merging of your energy, and very often it is in a kind of fire of arrangement as well. So there the attraction and the desire is the key of emotion to get together, to find together. But that's not our topic today. So, but that's an empath. That's somebody who is getting linked by emotions. A telepathic gift is not that far away. You can even combine it. A telepathic gift is if you're thinking about something or somebody, and this way you make the connection to this person. It's no body control. He will not get down, sit down in his car and drive to a tree, for example. You do not overtake another person if you are able to get a telepathic contact. But as well as on emotions about the, for example, you're enraged and the other is writing the message to you, telling you, oops, sorry, wasn't meant that way. Same is about telepathic. You can contact this person, and there are some different layers. Sometimes people can hear entire sentences, and sometimes they only get fragments. And there are two sides of a telepathic gift. There is one side to receive, to hear it, and there is the other side to send it. In best case, you get both. So it is energy and energy always. Another thing is the clear side. It has nothing to do with your eyes. It is more like visions. When you are looking just your mundane way, and suddenly you got an image in your mind or an idea in your mind that something is happening. In let me tell it a little different. If things are happening, there is a kind of a pre-wave rolling. And if you are able to read the signs about the energy, then you are able to register that something is coming. And the more skilled you are, you probably get a hint what exactly is coming. So in a very simple case, I got back from work and I wanted to pick up the train and drive home by train. And when I was at train station, I thought, today I'm not interested in driving train. Let's take the bus. And so instead taking the train, I took the bus. And when I was home, my mobile phone told me, oh, the train had delay because there was something wrong on the trail of the train, and so it wasn't able to enter the train station. I would have stranded at the train station. So it was the best decision to enter the bus. But how should I have known? So it's just you read the signs and you suddenly got an information about things what will happen in future. Because this is another thing, there is no timeline. There is things that will happen already happened. It's like a confusion. There is no past and future. It's on energy level. It's already one. Hard to describe. I will give it an own topic by time. There will be much coming, but let's just put it in this point. Time is an illusion. So this why you can read energy and you can see if someone is lying to you, same as you can see things what will happen in future. In another simple example, you got two decisions. For example, you're moving and you got one flat in that village and one flat in the other village, and you're thinking, where should I move to? And then it might happen that your inner energy tells you, leave your fingers from that. That's no good for you. And you leave it alone. And you move to the other place. And years later, you get to know about somebody who did live there. And it turns out the landlord was an asshole, for example. Um, these are no things which are created in your brain, in your understanding. It's what grew in your energy body, a skill in your energy body that was able to read the signs. And there I get to a keystone, because an awakening of outer physical senses is not what you are controlling with your brain. It is something that is happening in your energy body, an learning, an evolvement within your energy body. And yeah, it can be a very peaceful feeling, but because of not understanding, because of not knowing where the perceptions are coming from or how to control them in daily life, or sudden knowledge, and you just think, am I running crazy now? How could I have known? Am I just running crazy? And then just calm down. It is an evolution. It is an awakening, but I hate this word. It's all too, it's smashed around everywhere nowadays. So it is an evolution within you. And your brain has to understand that you are growing. It's not controlled by the brain, and we are used to be controlled by the brain, by our thoughts and will and power. But the energy body is basically the controller of the controller. So the energy body controls how we act, how we think, what ideas we got, what power we got, how we evolve. But our brain itself, as for I want to learn this or that, this is just the one who is controlled by the controller. Okay, another topic to get into deeper, but put it in a nutshell, it is totally normal to feel crazy. So relax, calm down, accept it, and try to work on it. Because it can be very frightening. It can be a horror to explore things you cannot explain. But the more you are working with it, the more used you get to it. And the more you can integrate it into your normal perceptions. So you don't need to fear it. It's a pretty normal part of your life, and it's a pity that it is not socialized here in our European countries, for example. But lucky wise, there are older cultures like the Vedics who know about this and who offer techniques like Tantra yoga or Kundalini yoga or magic works who offer you to get contact with entities who basically are without energy, without material bodies, so they are energy bodies, so they can teach you. We have plenty options to learn how to handle this evolvement of the energy body. So it is a hard work to do. And there are people who might think they don't want it. If you think you don't want to hear, if you think you don't want to feel, if you think you don't want to know what is happening, so if you don't want to use this outer physical senses, you can try to numb yourself. In a first starter, it might work, but as my husband said once, the more you see, the more sees you. So there will be a point, if you accept on working your skills, there will be a point when you cannot make it undone to know it. Because what you know, you know. You can force yourself to ignore it. But even if you say you want to forget about, a part within yourself will always know it. So you cannot make undone what you learned. So that's the chaos what is happening. If you ask me, it is a pleasant chaos. I sometimes am sitting at work and I'm just like, whoa, like like a cloud around my head, and I just feel the energy pushing through my body, and I think, whoa. And now it's really hard to focus on mundane stuff because I'm so blown about things I perceive around me. As for a hint, if you get this kind of energy loadings, especially it happens on the inner area, on me, the simplest word is eye migraine. If somebody asking you eye migraine people know, so they know basically you're blown away, not really on your way to focus on mundane things, but they know you try hard. But it is a kind of distracting you because you are more into sensing the energy within you and around you than you're focusing on whatever work you are doing. So this is another video I will do about how to challenge with evolved gifts in a mundane world. Um, yeah, that's basically what I want to say. It is the so-called awakening is nothing else than an evolvement of your own energy body. So as same as you are growing bigger when you from a child to a youngster to a grown-up people, same your energy body is evolving. And of course you can tell a kid not to learn to read, but when a kid is learning to read, it can read. And if you are teaching a second language, it will maybe speak two languages. Maybe it feels triggered to learn even more languages. And same is about your energy body. It may happen that you had a learning from a previous life. This depends on if you believe in a rebirth. In any case, not just the Indian way, but if you believe in a rebirth, it is possible to skill and to exercise on gifts. And when you are reborn, your energy body remembers about. And there you get the challenge to first to recall the memory of knowledge, and second to further work on it. And this mostly happens in a way that you perceive things and you don't know why. It is just you know how to do it. Not you know, your energy body knows how to do it. And so you are doing, and you're just asking, am I the only crazy here? And then by time you understand, okay, it is a gift, I'm not the only one, and then you start working on it. This is perfect. Other people are meditating their butts away just to get half the way you maybe did reach already. Um, then others again had a wonderful support from childhood because the parents grabbed the child and brought it to a temple to someone who is educating them. And there again are people like me, or maybe you as well, who grew up with certain gifts and nobody was able to explain to you what you were percepting. So this takes a load of time to find out what is happening, that it is normal, and then to get into starting to work. So I would say exercise on it, have no fear about, accept it like learning a language. It is just one way more to perceive the world. It is one way more to communicate, not only with other entities, but also we together. Because when you can read eyes, when you can feel the emotion of another one, when you can feel the other ones if they need you, even though you can't see them, then we are all growing together. And to your dear ones, it is a blessing. And to yourself, it is a very good training to further exercise. So, this for today. And yeah, your outer gifts, outer physical gifts are an awakening. So, keep open your eyes, all three.